Welcome to Mostar. In today's video, we're showing you around one of the great gems of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Mostar was one of the many stops of our travels through the Balkans, but it ranked right at the very top. The city is as postcard perfect as they come, complete with Ottoman construction, soaring minarets, and colorful buildings that overlook the emerald waters of the Neretva River. Our time here was spent wandering through the market, sampling local dishes, and visiting a few mosques and museums along the way. So come and join us in this travel guide as we show you around Mostar and give you a few ideas for your own trip. Alright guys, so we have walked into town from our Airbnb, and I think our first stop is going to be the main pedestrian road, which I believe is pronounced Fejica. So there's like a lot of little different shops and museums and mosques and attractions along the way. So yeah, we'll show you that pedestrian road first, and then we'll check out some of the sights along the way.
This street is lined with restaurants, cafes, and hotels, but as you approach the famed Old Bridge, it turns into a bit of a bazaar with small shops that are bursting at the seams with all manner of souvenirs. There were copper earrings and beaded necklaces, leather purses, and Turkish lamps, hand-woven tapestries, and your classic fridge magnets. After browsing a few stores, Audrey settled on a copper coffee set, but let's get back to the sightseeing.
Okay, so it is time for our next attraction. Next up, we're going to be visiting the Koski Mehmed-pašina Mosque. It dates back to the 17th century and it's on the east side of the river. We just bought our tickets, which look a little something like this. And it is €3 if you only want to visit the mosque, or €6 if you want to visit the mosque and also climb the minaret. So we have paid our €6. In we go. So we are now inside the mosque, and look at these colors. This is amazing. And it looks like there's another level. We just went up a set of stairs. I don't know if maybe this is where women pray separate from men. That would be my best guess. And now it's finally time to go up. Let's do this. It's a super narrow spiraling staircase. I wonder, it's probably the same way up as down. So I'm kind of glad we're the only ones here right now, because I couldn't imagine a traffic jam. Okay, Sam, so we just finished visiting the mosque and climbing the minaret. Thoughts on this attraction?
It's beautiful inside.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. Like, it's so intricate and it's
so
just
colorful too.
So colorful, and just, I mean, the carpets and the designs and everything, like, it's just, it's beautiful inside.
Getting back on the pedestrian street, we eventually reached Stari Most, also known as the Old Bridge, which is the city's main landmark. This 16th century Ottoman bridge joins the two parts of the city across the river Neretva. The original bridge was destroyed during the Croat-Bosniak War. However, when the war ended, plans to rebuild the bridge were put in motion. The rebuilding process called for Ottoman construction techniques, using the same materials and technology as the original bridge. I feel like we have crossed Stari Most a gazillion times since we arrived in Mostar, but now we have come down to the river's edge, and in my opinion, these are the best views of the bridge, so check these out. Today, the main draw to Stari Most are the divers known as Mostari. This is a name that was formerly used for the gatekeepers of the bridge during medieval times, and it's also where the city gets its name from. There are some beautiful views to be had, both from the bridge looking upstream and down by the river's edge gazing up at Stari Most. Alright, Sam, tell us about the brave, bold divers.
Well, the brave, bold divers. Unfortunately, we just missed one this morning.
Yeah.
There's a huge commotion going over on the bridge, but we're on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
So we heard the big splash, but we didn't actually see it happen.
It was kind of loud and scary, I have to say.
Yeah, but we've watched YouTube videos and seen what they do, and it's high. I mean, it's a high jump. And apparently these divers, they kind of wait around and collect money from, you know, different spectators.
Yeah.
And once they reach, I think, around the 25 euro threshold, that's when they'll do their jump. But I mean, it's the middle of November right now, so they're obviously not doing too many at the moment. We haven't seen any others today. But if I can catch that, that would be a magic moment.
It would.
But now let's take a quick break from the sightseeing and talk about food, because once you've crossed the bridge over to the west side, you'll find some of our favorite restaurants in all of Mostar. So we'll introduce you to those and also show you a few traditional dishes you should definitely order. First up, breakfast, the most important meal of the day. Our quest for a Bosnian breakfast led us to Divan, where we ordered fritters and a variety platter of meats and cheeses. It was our favorite breakfast in Mostar. Just look at this.
So I'll tell you what we ordered.
Yeah.
So we got like a mixed platter.
We did.
With beef prosciutto, smoked sausages, Shavnik cheese, Livno cheese, sack cheese, sour cream, and local donuts, which are these over here. And I actually tried these a few days ago. We had them with cream cheese at another place.
Yeah, they're really tasty.
Yeah, it was really good. Another restaurant we really enjoyed was Konoba Taurus. This restaurant caught our attention because of its beautiful construction right by a small creek, so we knew we had to come back and we brought our appetite. We ended up ordering a whole bunch of small side dishes here, which were brought out on a massive platter fit for a king and queen. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of everything and let's start with the stuffed things. So stuffed vine leaf, I'll take that. Stuffed pepper, I'll take that. And for the stuffed cabbage, that is a ginormous piece. So let's cut it in half.
Well, I'm glad there's enough to go around, because it sounds like you would take everything.
Let's try this one.
Feels like I'm going to have a bulging belly by the time I leave this city.
I'm totally okay with a bulging belly. Thank you, Mostar. Nothing was left on our plates, and here's some evidence of Sam wiping the whole platter clean with his bread. This feast was followed by desserts, because one in Mostar.
Then there was Tima-Irma, where we were wowed with the size of the portions, the delicious food, and the friendly staff who always greeted us with big smiles on their faces.
Okay, so today we're eating at Tima-Irma, and it's one of the top-rated restaurants here in Mostar, so I'm pretty excited. And they specialize in something Sam's been wanting to have for a while now.
Yep.
The cevapi.
The cevapi.
Right here, so we've ordered that. And then we also ordered a mixed meat platter for one.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's gonna be enough meat for the two of us, actually. It looks a little something like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're having for dinner tonight. Sam's having beer, I've got mineral water, and let's wait for it to arrive.
We ate here a few times and it was amazing. We even managed to squeeze in some dessert.
Šadrvan is another very well-known restaurant in Mostar that we visited multiple times. And again, I couldn't seem to stay away from their stuffed peppers with cream. This is a dish I ordered almost on the daily, along with Bosnian cookies, which are really minced meat patties, and all sorts of other stuffed vegetables. Sure. This one is doma baked in cream.
Yeah.
So you've got like the little peppers stuffed with rice. It's stuffed with minced meat. You've got some chopped carrots. So yeah, it's really good, and it comes with cream in the middle. And there were 6 pieces.
There's a lot of cream in the middle.
There were 6 pieces once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Sam was taking so long filming that I was like, I gotta eat, man.
Audrey is not very patient when food is in front of her. I'm like, Audrey, please just wait. Let me film. Let me photograph it. And I've been doing too much of that lately. So you're like,
hungry.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
They also had some nice desserts on the menu, like tufahia, which is an apple stuffed with walnuts.
And aside from food, one drink that we couldn't forget to mention is Bosnian coffee. I'll take it from here. So I'm very excited to be trying Bosnian coffee.
Oh yeah.
This is my very first time to try it. Apparently it's very similar to Turkish coffee.
Super strong.
It's supposed to be very strong. The grounds apparently are, the coffee grounds are still at the very bottom.
Yeah, so they're not filtered out of the water, so you have to let them settle before you pour yourself a cup.
Exactly.
But anyways, let's talk about the process. So first up, they gave you that little sweet treat.
They gave us a sweet treat.
And the waiter said, eat that first.
It's time to try a bite of that. that. It looks so good. It looks a bit like it looks like something like a big chunk of honey. Let's try that.
Let's see what that's all about.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like honey or Turkish delight?
It reminds me of something like exactly in between.
So now that you've eaten that, you're supposed to take a little bite of the sugar and then sip on the coffee.
Yes. Okay, let's try that.
And apparently you can dip your sugar in the coffee to soften it.
Pick that up.
So dip the sugar.
I'm gonna dip it in.
Yeah. Then you're gonna take a little bite of the sugar and you're gonna sip coffee right away. Or so I've been told.
Oh, whoa. Okay. So obviously the first thing you taste is the sugar, and then that is one potent coffee, I must say. Oh yeah. That's nice and strong.
Are you gonna be
just
jittery all day? It's almost
yeah,
like
probably.
drinking espresso.
I already had like 2 cups of coffee at home, and this is my third. So.
Going back to the sightseeing, another bridge we encountered while walking around the old town is the Crooked Bridge. This stone bridge closely resembles Stari Most, as it was built as a test run before tackling the larger bridge. The streets that we're walking on, I've never seen streets like this anywhere before. They're basically like, they're not cobbled, but they're like these rounded stones. So as you're walking around, your feet almost get like this weird massage. So now we're making our way to our next attraction, and we're going to be visiting the Hamam Museum, which I'm super interested in after having traveled quite a bit in Istanbul, but always being too chicken to go to a hammam. The Hamam Museum is set in a former Turkish bathhouse, which also happens to be the only preserved hammam in Mostar. The museum deals with customs surrounding bathhouses. It's a small museum, so you likely won't spend too long here, but it's worth the visit. Plus, on the way out, they also have a cool souvenir shop where you can pick up soaps, loofahs, and towels to use in your own bath at home, or for a public bath visit if you dare. And this right here is our entrance ticket to the Turkish house. It's 2 postal cards. They stamped it on the back to show we each pay €2. So yeah, that makes for a nice little souvenir.
What a great idea.
And check out the color of these carpets.
The Turkish house is a small museum where you can get a glimpse of life during the Ottoman days. After paying our admission fee, we took our time wandering through the house, which was filled with traditional furniture, colorful carpets, household items, and a mix of old photographs and paintings. There's even a chest with traditional clothing if you're looking to dress up for photos, but the views are what makes this house really special.
I've got to say, when we were first going in, I was kind of thinking, this place looks Korean, especially because of the entrance. Those doors, you really see it in old hanok buildings all over Korea, not just in Seoul, so that's what it reminded me of. But yeah, it was super cool, and inside you can just see kind of like the layout of what a Turkish home would have been like. The carpets, the pillows, the furniture. So yeah, it's a cool little spot here in Mostar. I would recommend it. Lastly, if you feel like you've covered Mostar, there's a relatively easy half-day trip to Blagaj. This town is known for its dervish monastery, which is set at the foot of a cliff and next to a river with emerald green waters. It's about a half-hour ride by public bus, or you can take an organized tour. While we weren't blown away by the interior of the monastery, we can appreciate that it's a photogenic place with plenty of natural beauty all around, so it's a place to consider if you have some time to spare.
And that's a wrap for Mostar. We can honestly say this was one of our favorite destinations of the entire year. With its Ottoman architectural wonders, delicious dishes served in heaping platters, and warm locals who take hospitality to a whole new level, there's a lot to love about the city. Mostar is strikingly beautiful, but it's the people who give the place its soul. Yes, the city's been through a lot, and it still bears the scars of a horrible war fought in the 90s, but Mostar has picked itself up and is showing visitors all it has to offer. We hope you enjoy getting to experience the city through our eyes on this travel guide, and as always, if you have any other suggestions of things to do in Mostar, feel free to share your tips with travelers in the comments below. In the meantime, wishing you happy travels, and until next time.